As we're about to celebrate Purim, Israel and the Jewish people find itself in a very, very difficult war against an implacable enemy, Hamas, because of the atrocity they pulled off. One of the most brutal massacres that Jews have ever experienced. And Israel is in a war to destroy them. And hopefully they will succeed. There's no question that this tragedy was brought about by a failure within Israel. The border was basically unprotected. They did not see any of the signs. And there's a tremendous responsibility over here. It can't be swept under the rug. There's no doubt that there's many people that have to give an accounting. There's the army, there's the intelligence services, and ultimately, as Truman said, the buck stops here. The government of Netanyahu is going to have to give an accounting for this. The thing, however, is when, not now. Now is not the time. It's very important for people to have a certain discipline. And that is, at the moment, this is the government. This is the army. These are the people that are fighting for us. And we have to be behind them 100%. So, for example, let's say you're on a cruise and the captain and the crew made some stupid mistakes. And now the boat is in danger. But they're the only ones that can get you out of the situation. You can't start arguing with them now, taking them to task. They have to be allowed to concentrate completely on the task at hand, which is to bring the ship home safely. Or if there was an airplane, a similar thing. You wouldn't start arguing with the pilot because he made a mistake. You have to leave him alone. He's the only pilot you've got. And this is the only government we've got. So that doesn't mean that we support them in the sense that we don't have any questions to ask them. Of course we do. But we have to be disciplined. The time will come. Israel's a democracy. And after the war is over, there's going to have to be an inquiry. And those who are responsible will have to resign. And changes will have to be made. There's no question about that. But you can't allow that to affect you right now. Right now, the most important thing is for unity. The government has to know that the people are behind them. Any type of disunity will only bring encouragement to the enemy. And it's the task of all Jews that care about the Jewish people, that care about Israel, to stand united with Israel, with the government, and give them your full support. And everybody has to do what he can do. Jews in America can be effective as well. Because what's unusual over here is the amount of opposition to Israel has never been this great within countries like the United States, Canada, the Western world. They've been infiltrated by a lot of Muslims, have immigrated to these countries, and that's part of the reason why you're seeing changes in the attitude of these countries. So it's very important to show everyone that the Jews are united. We stand behind Israel. And whatever political clout we have, we'll use to the best of our ability within America to let the politicians know that we care about these issues, that these issues are very important to us. And there's a message here in terms of Purim, because when Haman found out about the impending doom, the evil decree of Haman to obliterate the Jews, so he went to Esther. Esther was in a position to influence the king as the wife of the king. At first, Esther was kind of reluctant. And she said that she can't do it because there's a danger. She didn't have an invitation, and the king could actually kill her, which was a reasonable, rational argument. But Mordechai said, do not think that you'll be saved in the palace of the king if the decree goes through. He urged her, you have to act now. You have to act with boldness. You have to take the risk because you have to get the attention of the king. And that's a message. You can't be silent. If you will be silent at a time like this, then deliverance will come, but from a completely different place, have nothing to do with you, and you will have failed. The current crisis is a challenge to the Jewish people. Where do you stand? To stand up and do whatever you can to let your voice be heard, to lend support, to give donations when they're needed for various Jews in Israel, and so on and so forth. But this is not an ordinary time. This Purim we celebrate the miracles of the past, but let's do everything in our power to bring about the miracle of the present. Chag Purim to everyone.